kids! Welcome to another day of fun and fruitful learning in English too. Are you ready for a lesson today? That's great! Today, we are going to discuss about important details in expository text. But before we start with our new lesson, let us answer this activity first from our past lesson. So, what you're going to do is to write R if the statement may happen in real life and M if the statement is made up. Let's have the first one. The mouse is flying. If your answer is M, then you are correct. Mouse cannot fly in real life. Next one. Sampaguita is our national flower. What is your answer? If your answer is R, then you are correct. That is real, that is true. Third one. The car is floating in the air. Is it M or R? If your answer is M, then you are correct. It cannot happen in real life. Doctors and nurses are our great frontliners. What is your answer? If your answer is R, then you are correct. And last one. The fish can talk and sing. Is it R or M? If your answer is M, then you are correct. Because fish cannot talk and sing in real life. Okay, so since you've known already the difference between real and made up, then you are now ready for our next lesson. Alright, so in this lesson, you are expected to identify important details in expository text. Listen to. So what do we mean by expository text? Expository text is an informative text that explains something to the reader. They give facts and information about a specific topic. So when we say fact, it is true. And the author's purpose is to inform, describe, or explain his or her topic. So, expository texts are found in the following materials. Can be found in textbooks, newspapers, magazines, journals, biographies, encyclopedias, atlases, and other informative materials. Of an expository text. So how do clouds form? Cloud formation starts with evaporation. As the water on Earth is heated by the sun, the water vapor rises into the air. The tiny droplets of water group together and become clouds. If the air becomes cold enough, then the clouds falls down as rain. So this paragraph tells how clouds are formed. Details and the process and how they are formed are presented. So this kind of paragraph that gives information is known as an expository text. Okay, so let us have an activity first. So write true if the statement about an expository text is correct and false if it is not. Let's have the first one. It presents information and facts. Is it true or false? If your answer is true, then you are correct. It aims to amuse or entertain the readers. Is it true or false? If your answer is false, then you are correct. So, the aim of an expository text is to inform, describe, and explain the topic, not to amuse or entertain the readers. Okay? Next one. It may present a process or steps in doing something. Is it true or false? Right. If your answer is true, then you are correct. It is fictional in nature. Is it true or false? If your answer is false, then you are correct. These expository texts are non-fiction. As what I've told you earlier, it only provides information and facts. Alright?
It may compare and contrast two or more items or subjects.
Is it true or false? If your answer is true, then you are correct. Alright, so for us to better understand what an expository text, it is a fact-based text. So meaning to say, it is true, proven to be true. And they are non-fiction texts that provide information or details about a particular topic or subject matter. So there are 5 ways in presenting an expository text. First one is description. Second one, sequence. The third, comparison and contrast. The fourth one is cause and effect and problem and solution. We will discuss it one by one as we go along with our lesson. So let us discuss the first element of expository text, which is description. What is description? It presents characteristics, features, and examples to describe a subject or topic. In other words, it tells what a person, an animal, a thing, or a place looks like. Okay, for example, let me read to you the paragraph here. Dogs have 4 legs and make a bark, woof, or arf sound. Dogs often chase cats, and most dogs will fetch a ball or stick. Dogs can smell and hear better than humans, but cannot see well in color because they are color blind. Due to the anatomy of the eye, dogs can see better in dim light than humans. So, in this example, we use the element of description. Why? Because it presents the characteristics, the features of a dog. Alright? It describes the dog, that the dogs have 4 legs and make a bark or a woof or an arf sound. Alright? Next one. Okay, let us have the second element, which is sequence. It presents items or events in numerical or chronological order. For example, these are the four-step math problem-solving strategies and techniques. First, understand the problem. Second, choose a strategy to solve the problem. Then, carry out the problem-solving strategy. And lastly, check the solution. So, in this example, we use the element of sequence because it presents the four-step math problem-solving strategies and techniques in numerical or chronological order. As you can see, we have here the clue words: the first, second, then, and lastly. Next. So next element, comparison and contrast. Comparison and contrast explains how two or more things are alike or different. So, when we say comparison, it means to compare or to look for the similarities or the things that they are the same. On the other hand, contrast is something to look for their differences. Okay, so let us take a look at this example. So we have a diagram here. Alright, so we have here on the left circle the characteristics of the dog. On the right circle, the characteristics of the cats. So we use compare and contrast here. Alright, so as you can see on the left circle, the characteristics of the dogs: they can bark, they can chase cats, they like to play, the dogs need to be given a bath, get clean. On the right circle, which is the characteristics of the cats, okay, the cats can meow, they chase mice, they like to sleep, they can lick themselves to clean. Alright, those are the differences of a dog and a cat. So let us now look at the middle of this circle here, this one. So in the middle here are the things that are alike in dogs and cats, the things that they are the same. So let us read it. Both dogs and cats are a type of pet, and they also have fur. Alright, so this diagram is an example of a compare and contrast. Next. Okay, next element, cause and effect. Cause and effect explains the causes and the results. So here is an example of a cause and effect. When we say cause, it is the reason why something happened, while effect, it is the result of what happened. So the signal words that can be used in cause and effects are the following: because, so, since, as a result, if, then, therefore, and due to. So let us take a look at these pictures here, the illustrations here. The illustration here. The cause here is the girl is watering the plants. The effect of watering the plants is the flower blooms. And that is an example of a cause and effect.
So the last element of expository text is a problem and solution. It states a problem and lists solution or solutions for it. So when we say problem, it is the trouble that happens to a character in the story, while the solution is how the problem is solved or fixed in the story. So we have here an example. Alright, if the problem is it is very hot, the solution is just went for a swim. If your problem is it is raining, then just get an umbrella. That is an example of a problem and solution.
Now that you already learned an expository text and its elements, let us try to answer the following activities. So let us have the first activity. Are you ready? So you are going to identify what element of expository text is used in each item. Just select your answers from the choices below. So here are the choices: description, sequence, comparison and contrast, cause and effect, and problem and solution. Let us have the first. In planting, you have to place first some soil in a pot. Then, put the flower seeds in it. What is your answer? If your answer is sequence, then you are correct. It presents the events in planting that you need to put some soil first. There is the clue word first there, and then put the flower seeds in it. So that is a sequence. Next, Desiree is smaller than Emma. What is your answer? If your answer is comparison and contrast, then you are correct. In this sentence, we compare Desiree as smaller than Emma. COVID-19 hit the country. All schools were closed. Write now your answer. If your answer is cause and effect, then you are right. The cause here is COVID-19 hit the country, and the effect is all schools were closed. Next, many Filipinos were affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. The government provided support funds to them. Write now your answer. And the answer is problem and solution. So the problem here is many Filipinos were affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, and the solution is the government provided support funds to them. The Philippines is a country in Southeast Asia. It is divided into three major island groups: Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. What is your answer? What element of expository text used in this paragraph? Write now your answer. The answer is description. You're right. It is description because Philippines is being described in this paragraph. Alright? So another activity. Alright, so in this activity, you are going to arrange the following in sequence or in order. Just write 1 for the first, 2 for the second, and 3 for the last. Here are the sentences. How to plant flowers. So, what is the first step? What is the second step? And what is the third step? Are you ready? Alright. So, write your answers now. Alright. What do you think is the first step in planting a flower? Very good. The first step here is in a pot, put some soil. Then, what is the next step? Alright, then put some flower seeds, and the third step is water it every day and put it in a place where there is sunlight. Alright, so did you get the perfect score? Very good. Let us now proceed to another activity. Okay, next activity. You're going to write A if the statements are alike or have the same ideas, and D if they are different. So let us have the first one. Alright, Josh, let's go to the mall and buy some new clothes. Robbie, I was thinking of the same thing. Let's go? What is your answer? There is a clue word there. And the answer is letter A. Of course, they are alike. Next one. The difference between Annie and Sophie is that Annie does not like to eat vegetables, but Sophie loves them. Is the statement alike or different? You may now write your answers. And the correct answer is, of course, they are different. The difference between Annie and Sophie. That is the clue right there, difference. Both Daisy and Sonia wants to go to the beach. Is the statement alike or different? Write now your answers. If your answer is A, then you are correct. Of course, the statement is alike because of the word both.